Welcome to my open house. What's up? It's your Chic Mortgage Millennial coming to you with a video. So today I am actually going to be in an open house. My mother, who is a lovely realtor, she actually asked me last minute to see if I could host this open house for her. She has 2 open houses today, and she actually got a last minute call from a client that she's been working with, and they found a home they want to put an offer on and they want to see it. So of course you got to get that money. So I have my real estate license as well in addition to mortgages. But I was like, okay, sure. So yeah, y'all just about to kick it with me and chill as we go through this open house together. Yeah. All right, y'all. So hopefully the sound is good. I got all of these different little attachments to this camera and I'm trying to figure it all out, you know. Literally the moment that you need to use something, this is supposed to be some type of extension or something. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I was trying to find something that way I can put my mic and my light, because I have a light on this camera, just because it is just kind of dark. I'm getting all types of looks. So this is not what I was looking for. But it's good because when I go on the go, that's when I realize like the things that I need for this camera. And I bought so many different accessories. Let me show y'all. Let me show you. And again, I'm doing an open house today. So doing an open house is for a rental property. Rent is very reasonably priced, but probably by the time I post this, hopefully it will be listed. So I'm just catching some downtime until somebody else walks in, which we've had a few people. So I'm gonna put this stuff back in here because I don't want nobody walking in here and being like, ooh, free camera equipment. So what I do need though, depending on how the audio sounds, I did buy a, I did buy a mic. Okay, bought a mic, and that way, they said the audio is good on here, but I did buy a mic. But of course, there's only so many different things that you can put on the camera. So right now I have my light on the camera, but I bought an attachment where you can add a mic and add the light and add all these different things because I'll be researching. Okay, this is my camera box. Isn't it so cute? So I got the Sony ZV Mark II camera. Just because I was trying to get back on YouTube. I've been slacking on my YouTube, but y'all know what's up with me. This is my little AFM book bag. It is very durable, very reliable, can hold my laptop, can hold everything I put in it. Plus, I have my Telfar bag. Those are my 2 bags that I've been just my go-to. So, hang on. But yeah, if you follow me for a while, I actually did a video in this house years ago when I was helping my mom take pictures to put the property on. Now that's the alarm, so I don't know what that alert is, but if you hear ding, 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 sorry for the inconvenience. I don't know what to do about it. So let me show y'all this house. Alrighty, can you see me? I'm trying to drink my water. Okay, close that up. I'm just gonna show y'all the house. Alrighty, so this is actually, it's just a washroom and it's special right here. But as I'm giving y'all a tour, this property, I don't know how, the owner's had this property for years and he's been working with my mom for years. This is my little setup over here. So technically I am within code because I do have my real estate license and I have my mortgage license, which y'all know I do mortgages. So I can host an open house by myself. because you just have to have a license for real estate. So loan officers that follow me, don't do this. You can co-host. We do co-host with our real estate partners, but as for hosting it on your own, you have to have a license, okay? Alrighty, so we were in the kitchen. Y'all saw the kitchen. It's like a dining room area. Well, I guess a breakfast room area, because technically this is the dining room, which most homes do not have dining rooms. It's ghetto. So that's good. You have an actual foldable dining room. And again, this property is not for sale. It is a rental property, and the landlord has literally leased this house many, many times. So I feel like people remember, I did a video, like, this is way, way back when, this mirror. I always say I love this mirror. Like, can I just put this mirror in my house? Cause I won't have no friends, okay? I'll be in front of that mirror all the time. So, front door, that's another way to the kitchen, but this is kind of like I guess a family room area with the fireplace, a fireplace, and then a bookshelf. So it's an older home, has character in the Latonia area. This is a bedroom. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So that's another bathroom. And it has a huge basement. This is another bedroom. Okay. Again, if you're an investor, this is the type of homes that investors go for. Just because there are people who need to rent, right? This is the bathroom. My arm hurts already. I'm gonna be a lazy vlogger. Look. Hey y'all. But yeah. And if you are a landlord, the thing is, I know that there are so many videos out there. Everybody's like doing fix and flips. This is another bathroom. So this bathroom, if you can see it, this bathroom actually will take you to the other room. So if you have, I don't know, young kids, 1 bedroom, they can just go straight to the bathroom and get to the other room. Yeah. But what was I saying? So the thing is, everybody wants to be a fix and flipper, right? But when you purchase property, depending on the condition, every landlord doesn't upgrade their property, and they still are constantly rented out or leased. Now, if you see that the area is maybe growing, or, you know, just depends on what it is you want to do. But this house is definitely outdated. But again, when you're representing your client, you just have to know what their needs are, and, you know, people willing to rent it in this state. So, like how Nene said, oh, a white refrigerator. Yes, it has a white refrigerator, but, you know, there are people who don't care. They just need a place to live. And especially if you've had this, I'm sure the home is either paid off or almost paid off. So this is an investment. All right. So this is the basement. I don't know. Do I want to go down to the basement? It's a huge basement. Y'all want to go with me to the basement? I'll wait. But clients did go in the basement. I just don't feel like it right now. Because I'm gonna have to turn on all those lights. I'm just gonna lock that up. The outside, it looks like he did an expansion or a deck expansion. So I may take y'all into the basement later, but right now, just because nobody's here and the door was unlocked, one thing when you're hosting an open house, you always want to make sure that you have access to the front door and that you can see the driveway, or you can see anyone coming into the property. So if there are multiple doors or multiple entrances, you really don't want to just leave everything open, leave you open. So that's why I said I'm not going to go to the basement now, because I know that I have the garage door, which is the entrance. It's the main entrance through the garage door. They have like a carport. So I have that open. I have the front door locked, because usually people will come through the front door, but because I can't see it, I want to make sure that I'm able to go open it. All right, so that is just a trick or a tip, especially because when you are hosting an open house, you want to make sure that you're safe, okay? Safety is key, which is why it's good to do co-hosted open houses, whether you're partnering with a realtor and a lender, or just two real estate agents that are maybe on a team together, or however you wish. But you really don't want to do open houses by yourself, just because people are crazy. You're going to be having traffic in. There are some situations where you might have multiple people in at the same time. You know, it could just be, you never know what to expect. So if you have somebody to watch your back or watch the door, or somebody to kind of mix and mingle while you are maybe helping with the showing, there's strength in numbers. But since I'm hosting this open house by myself, strategically placed, I can see the backyard, I can see the front yard. Just want to make sure you be safe at all times. And also another thing is, you open up all the windows when you're doing an open house. Open the back door windows, every window in the house. One, it gives more lighting into the property. So that way when people are coming in, they don't have to be the ones turning on the lights, peeking through the blinds, doing all this stuff. Like, you just kind of set the tone. If you have your little snack area, which I think I showed that to y'all, but ain't nothing special. Because again, this is a rental. This is a rental, y'all. People are just really coming through to see it. They need a place to stay. Maybe their lease is up, you know. But some rentals, again, it's all subjective. So that noise is so annoying. But some rentals, you might find that it might be in $1 million neighborhood. So those, what you do for that will be different from what you do for a rental, you know, just a regular, somebody who's probably going to be living there. They're not looking for anything too lavish, just a place to lay your head, okay? This Atlanta heat is crazy. So y'all pray for me. Pray for me, church. Hopefully the audio is okay, because I'm gonna cry. Let me tell y'all, the first time that I actually used this, the first time I used this camera, I recorded the whole thing in slow motion. I was so mad. I was out with my team and it was a training day. We had our growth strategy meeting. I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be a nice video. Child, life be lifing. So I've had a few times where I wanted to do a video, but I just haven't been in the mood. So now I have my camera. Hopefully that will motivate me. I had a death in the family. My husband's father passed away, so I haven't really just been in the mood, I'm not gonna lie. Plus dealing with this crazy market, dealing with these crazy people, these buyers, like I just have not been in the mood. So now I'm just gonna try to do my best. I wish I had a stand to make this a little taller, but that's why I gotta come back so far, because I'm tall. I wanna be able to come back, talk about real estate, talk about mortgages, talk about all of these different things. But just, you know, like they say, give yourself some grace, okay? Give yourself some grace, because life be lifing. What else? I wish I had a chair or something to where I'm not just leaning over. Like I said, I am tall, so that's why I'm hunched over like this, because I feel like this just looks better in the camera. Oh, let me check. Hold on. Okay, so I am back. Gosh, this sound is really aggravating. Hold on one second. I'm back. All right, y'all. So what else? So I think I found out about that beeping. Oh my gosh. There was an alert that needed to be cleared. But that's another thing. If you're hosting an open house, doing a showing or anything, make sure that you have the alarm code. Because it was so funny. When I got to the open house, actually, there were people already here. Because, like I said, it's going to be some people who are just ready. They're like, listen, I need a house. I saw this. I'm here. What time y'all start? What time you open up? So anyway, that's always fun when you're setting up and, you know, you already have a realtor here and her clients. But shout out to them. Maybe they will get this property. But I am disarming the alarm. Actually, I walked in. You know, normally when the alarm is on, you'll hear it ding, 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 or whatever, like doing the countdown. I didn't hear a countdown, so I just started putting my stuff down. You know, they started looking at the house. The next thing you know, I hear the alarm going off. I'm like, oh snap, let me go. So I just went and put in the code. But those are some things you want to make sure. Because let's say I forgot or I didn't have the code, then everybody gonna be looking at you like, we supposed to be here. So yeah, that's one thing. That's another thing that happened. These are braids done by Kanta. Everybody has been asking me. I went swimming yesterday, so hopefully they don't look too crazy. Some other things that I brought for this open house is some brochures, right? So y'all know, y'all see. Brought some brochures. I do mortgages, right? That's what I do. I got my real estate license. I'm helping my mom. And then we have her business cards, okay? So that is me, my dream. But just some things that you can give to people. A good thing is that whenever a realtor does come in with their clients, I can let that realtor know, like, hey, I do mortgages primarily. What's your contact information? And then you can send them information on your programs that you have. So that's another thing that you can do. Another thing that I do that I did not do this time is I did not know how the property was set up, meaning didn't know if they still had furniture, because since this is a repeat client or repeat investor and it's my mom's client, I wasn't really in the mix. Like, it's not my open house. Yesterday, she literally just said something came up, you know, can I help? But if I would have known that there was no furniture in this house, usually I bring like a little table set up and some chairs. Because let's say if the house doesn't have any furniture, yes, we put our brochures and things like that on the table. But where are you gonna sit? Like, where are you gonna sit? Where am I gonna sit? It's my mom, so she was just like, she'll be fine. She'll be all right. But, you know, you want to make sure that you think of those things. Like, how is the setup going to be? Is there going to be furniture? If not, do I have like a little table? You know, like those little space tables that people have, or don't have to be nothing major. Something that you could fold up and put in your car real quick. Just so you can have a setup. You want to have a setup because there's going to be some dead time while you are at the open house. So usually, like, I have my iPad here. I really don't need a speaker, but let's say if I had a little speaker, I would bring that too, just to play some soft music. I do that a lot at open houses that I host because, again, it's dead time. People are looking at the home. Play some music, not no club, not that, right? But play some music, some maybe jazz, soft R&B, and just that way it just kind of creates a vibe when people come in. Now, I'm not doing that because I'm trying to do my YouTube video. But when I do have people walk in, I just, you know, tap my iPad, which is right over there, and play some soft music. I was not prepared to be talking about open houses, but since we are on the topic, when you have an open house, you want to make sure that you actually have a sign-in sheet. Hello. So everyone that comes in the open house, you want to make sure that they sign in because you want to be able to follow up with them. You want to be able to follow up with even a realtor. You can have a realtor sign in because maybe you can get some feedback on the property and say, hey, how did you like the property? How did your clients like the property? And, you know, realtors communicate. Look, if you could have said, well, my client loved it, but what they didn't like is this, that, or you can take some of that feedback to the owner. And then now that owner will know how people view the property, because let's say you have an open house and there are no offers after the open house. You're going to want to know, well, why? Well, what happened? You know, perception is going to be based on that individual. So if it's just the person who is listing it and the owner, you know, putting how they feel about the property, they're like, oh, this is a great property, it's going to sell. You have an open house and it's not getting any traction, but people are coming in. If you have no sign-in sheet to follow up with those people, then how can you get that feedback? So that's definitely a reason why you want to have a sign-in sheet. Another reason that you want to have a sign-in sheet is, of course, to follow up. So not everyone may walk in with their realtor. Some people just see that there's an open house online, showed up. Some people are just coming from the neighborhood. So you want to make sure, again, if you have a CRM tool, you follow up with them. If you send out emails, updates, alerts, however you market to clients whose emails you have, that's another client added to your list for your CRM. So make sure you have a sign-in sheet. Hold on. Another thing that I always keep on the go, I have flyers, right? Just letting you all know what I do. Most of my stuff is mortgage related because, again, that's my baby. So sometimes you get calls to do things, or people will be like, hey, can you do me a favor and blah, 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 or stop by, or can you set up a table? Can you do this? You might not be able to go and print flyers, especially because we live in a digital society. So, I mean, most of the time if you give flyers, you're probably gonna get thrown away. If it's something informational like this, a brochure, then they're more likely to keep it. But if it's just a flyer like this, even though they are cute, we love them, we can give them our social media and they'll be able to get the same information that they got from a flyer. So, but for the look of your table, or just for the look of, you know, people pick them up. So you don't have to print so many copies. I actually laminate these. So this is front and back. This one is actually the same, front and back. But if I put them on a table, I'll put them on a table like this, right? Or if I have a stand, I'll put them on a stand. And then even if I print some, I might put some where they can pick up, grab and go. But just having some laminated options that if you're on the go, you're like, oh, okay, cool. You can sit these right there, makes your table look so good. So have at least maybe 3 to 4 laminated copies of some information that you feel would add value to people who maybe they're waiting to talk to you and they want to know, oh, well, what do you do? Have a catchy slogan. This one says buying or refinancing, but it just allows people, I tell even if you're doing a trade show, it could be from a trade show to being a vendor at an outside event. I have fans that are branded, but just things that are going to allow people to come and be like, look, oh, what is that? Have some bold words on there. Somebody pick it up. And then now you know, okay, this is somebody I need to talk to because they're interested. They're trying to see what's going on, especially if you are an introverted extrovert like me. You know, you might not want to be there stopping everybody like, hey, let me tell you what we have going on today. Hey, da 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 da. You ever seen those people in the mall where it's like, hey, you want to try this cologne? You want to try this makeup? You want to try this whatever? And you're just like, no. But when you put interesting things that catch people's eye, they will come and they'll be like, and then now the conversation is a little bit warmer because you're just like, oh, hey, yeah, my name is Allison. I actually do mortgages, blah, 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 blah. You can go into your spill. And then they might say, oh, well, cool. Well, actually, I'm about to buy, or my cousin's about to buy, but it's not like you're tricking them because they've looked at this flyer and they know pretty much what you do. So it's a warm transfer versus a cold call, like, you know, hey, my name is da 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 da. You got to give you an elevator pitch, and then people be like, I don't want to be sold. People don't want to be sold but they do want to, if it's something that could add value to them, then they will, you know, look into it. And I laminated, of course, because people get their sticky fingers on it, you know. I've been using these same copies probably for at least 6 months, and to laminate something is not expensive, right? So once one of these get older, if it gets ripped, or all I gotta do is just replace the one instead of trying to rush to UPS like I do very often when I need printed flyers. They know me by name. I'm like, hey y'all, can I get 100? Okay, so where was I? All right. So this is a yard sign. This is something that you really want to make sure that you have as well. Again, mine is mortgage. It says your preferred lender. Well, preferred lender, Allison McCartan, branch manager, and it has my phone number. Call me. So it's the same front and back, but this is something that you can stick in the yard. If you're hosting an open house with a realtor, I actually have 2 of them. So usually what I'll do is I'll prop one up like in the kitchen or wherever I have my setup or my spiel. Because again, you want to have big things that people can walk by and it'll grab their attention and be like, oh, this is where the cookies and stuff. This is where the business cards. But you know, just something to make it look nice and presentable. And then when people stop by, they can read the sign and say, oh, okay, let me get one of these flyers, or let me get one of these. But this is just to kind of grab their attention. So you put it outside and you put it inside if you can get 2 of them. Alrighty. And then again, another thing that you can do, of course, get some little snacks, pastries, water, have the water in the fridge and some juices, but just some little things. It's a hot day in Atlanta, child. So, you know, people are coming in these open houses. They probably tired. This is probably not even the first place that they've been today. You know, they're on the go. So between the realtor who probably been showing homes all day and the buyer who is like, I'm so hot. Ooh, yes, AC. Every time, whenever people walk into the open house, it's so funny because it's so hot outside, but they be like, ooh, AC, yes. So be like, yeah, we have some water right in the fridge. Get refreshed, you know. It's kind of like you're just a host, okay? Sometimes people will advertise on-site pre-approvals at open houses, or, you know, they'll advertise, or they'll think that it's just gonna be a big, I don't know, like a professional meeting, but no, you're honestly just being a host, right? Most of the time, the realtor is gonna be the one walking them through the house. You can walk through the house with them, but if it's just a general, basic open house, you're being a host. Hi, how can I help you? Would you like a refreshment? Yeah, sure, please sign in. Hi, my name is Allison. If you need anything or if you have any questions about the property, let me know. I'm happy to assist. I'm happy to walk through with you. But again, feel free. Most of the time people be like, oh no, we got it. And you let them look at the house, okay? But if it's a buyer and it's just you and a buyer, you wanna make sure that you know where they are. So usually if it's just somebody walks in and they don't have a realtor, then yeah, I'm gonna, you know, follow you and just make sure that you're good and be like, oh, well, yes, this is a this is a that, it's a dining room, this is the blah, 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 right? All right, y'all. Didn't I tell y'all it was hot? Alrighty, so it is time for us to shut down this open house. Just came back from outside, so y'all, it's Atlanta heat. I'm telling you, if you're outside for 2 seconds, you feel it. But yeah, it's time to wrap up, close out. When you started your open house, remember I said you'll want to open up the blinds, let the light in, all of the rooms. For the most part, turn on the lights. Make sure the AC is, you know, to a relatively decent range. You know, some people say 75, some people say 70, 73, wherever you feel, depending on wherever you are. But make sure that's set. Make sure the alarm is off. Make sure that you have access to see in the back of the yard, the front of the yard, so that way if there's any traffic, anyone driving in or anyone going around, Because another thing in real estate that you'll find is a lot of people or a lot of realtors who are trained, especially, you know, if they've been doing business a while, they usually like to go around the perimeter of the property first. So you might have someone outside prior to them coming in and greeting you. So that's definitely a main thing that you want to, you know, make sure you have access. There's a window right here, window right there, window right there. Set yourself up at a place where you can see what's going on. If there are multiple entrances, only keep one open. That's going to be closest to you. That way you'll know, okay, if somebody's coming in, hey, how you doing? Even if you're doing something or caught off guard, but you'll have that door in your eye view. The other thing was, front door was locked during the time of the open house. You don't want to open up all the doors, especially if you're by yourself. If you're with someone, then maybe, you know, one person can have their eye on one door, another can have their eye on the other door. But for your safety, you want to make sure that you are strategic. Open up all the blinds. And now that we are finishing up the open house, I'm going to go around, close all of the blinds in the home that I opened, turn off all of the lights, do a walkthrough, make sure nobody else is in the house. Because you just never know, child. And it doesn't even mean that somebody's trying to be shady. You just never know. Like, somebody could have just been upstairs looking at you, down here shutting down or whatever. And you don't want to assume because you see no cars outside. Because what if it was a neighbor that actually came in to see the property? They didn't have a car. They just happened to be walking. Because I was outside and I caught some people that were walking. You know, people want to know what's going on. So again, do your rounds before you start collecting your items. And even after you collect your items, do another round. Like, just depending on how big the home is, to make sure that you didn't miss any lights, miss any blinds, just miss anything. If the doors were closed when you came in, close back the doors of the rooms, you know. Just make sure that everything looks secure, right? So that is what I'm about to do. And thanks y'all so much for spending the day with me at this open house. Again, if you need a mortgage, holler at me. I can do business in all 50 states now. Thank you. But of course, I'm licensed in Georgia, Maryland, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, coming soon Florida. But I can still assist in all 50 states. Really, the licensing just depends on how much I'm getting paid on the deal. So, yeah. But thanks for tuning in. Alrighty.